welcome back to the Great Arms channel. I'm Big Gray, and as promised, today I'm bringing you the disassembly and reassembly of my Chinese Norinco SKS. The reason I stress the fact that it's a Chinese SKS is because it's not an original Chinese design. It was actually designed in 1943 by the Russians and saw some of World War II in 1945 as a test run as their main carbine. It was then outdone by the AK-47 and deemed obsolete in 1955, where it stopped being used by the Russian army and was then adapted by the Chinese army in 1956. It then became the Type 56 SKS, which this is actually a model of. This firearm is not select fire like the AK-47, and it also only has a 10-round magazine, which makes it a little obsolete for most warfare nowadays, which is why it's pretty much just a surplus weapon that I actually keep now. But it is chambered in the same round as the AK-47, which is the 7.62 by 39. Not to be mixed up with the 7.62 by 51, the 308 NATO round. So, enough talking, let's get into the disassembly. As I mentioned earlier, this is a Chinese SKS, not the Russian. Usually you can tell the difference by the spiked bayonet as opposed to the bladed bayonet, which you would get on the Russian SKS. But enough of that history lesson, let's get into it. To start, you want to make sure that the weapon is on safe, which it is, and you want to drop down the magazine to release the bolt, because it does have a bolt lock mechanism in it. So, now that that's done, you want to lift up on this lever here. Make sure you hold it back because it is spring loaded. Pull out. Pull the pin out. You'll see the recoil spring here. Next, release the bolt. Two-piece bolt. Next, I'm going to move to the front of the rifle. You want to lift up on this lever here and remove the front handguard. Also, release the short stroke piston. Now that that's out, the next thing you will want to do is semi-extend the bayonet and pull out the cleaning rod. The bayonet actually holds it in place. Now, this is the part where you want to make sure that the safety is on, because if it's not on, you won't be able to get the trigger mechanism off. So by pushing in this detent here, usually I use my screwdriver, you can take out the trigger mechanism. Sometimes it's a little tough. Hear the pop. There you go. Here's your trigger mechanism. Not really too difficult. Here's your magazine. 10-round magazine. They do actually make a 30-round magazine for it. I've heard some pretty bad reviews about it, and I like the reliability that I have now, so I didn't bother to get one of those. But if you can find one that actually works well, then feel free to change on yours. Next, you want to separate the stock from the barrel. It's also a little tough. There, the stock is separated, and now you have all your parts. That's how you detail strip or disassemble the Norinco SKS. Now, putting it back together, pretty much everything in opposite. So first you'll begin by putting the stock back onto the barrel. Put that into place. Next step will be your magazine. Slides right back in. Grab your trigger mechanism. Slide the front end first. This can be a little difficult at times. Might help. there. Sometimes it can be a little difficult, but close that up. Next, semi-extend the bayonet. Place your cleaning rod back in. Close your bayonet. Next step will be to replace the short stroke piston. Lock that in place. Put the top of it. That locks back into place. Next we'll be replacing your bolt. Very simple. Goes back together like that. Release the magazine, so it'll lock back into place. Slide in your recoil spring. And replace the back plate. Reset the pin. Now to perform a functions check, make sure everything's put back into place. You want to drop the magazine, pull the trigger. You should hear a reset, a little click. Hopefully you heard it. Try it again. Pull the trigger. Release the trigger. You should hear that reset click. Functions check is complete. Weapons placed back together. Thanks for watching my first disassembly and reassembly video. If you like, please like, subscribe, and share. And always remember, with the sustainment of our God-given rights and faith, our country can once again be great. Thank you.